the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles match up this weekend. A lot of injury conversation from Jalen Hurts to Jordan Love to A.J. Brown. There's Jair Alexander. There's been a lot of questions. Christian Watson, done, obviously. Alexander, done, unfortunately, for Green Bay. Before we get to the Sirianni part of it, are you, Michelle Smallman, I think Packers fan, are you guaranteeing a victory this weekend?
Evan Cohen, I think Patriots fan for now, right?
Yeah, that's actually correct with me.
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Packers fan for life over here.
For life.
And what was the question? I was so concerned about dissing you back. I forgot the question.
This is not a rap battle. Are you guaranteeing victory?
I'm not guaranteeing it, but last night I was digging into the Packers' path to victory. And obviously so much of this is going to depend on the health of the quarterbacks. What is Jalen Hurts going to look like after being out in concussion protocol? How healthy is Jordan Love, who's still dealing with that elbow soreness? So that's going to play the biggest X factor as far as I'm concerned. But I keep thinking about how could the Packers have an upset special here? And I think it's one of two ways. First of all, Josh Jacobs special. Make sure that you hit the ground game hard with Josh Jacobs. He's been great for you throughout the entirety of the season. Do not abandon that. Also, this Packers defense has been great all season at causing those takeaways. But in our piece on .com, that was the preview piece for this game, this really popped out to me. So in that first game that the Eagles and the Packers played one another, let's not forget, it was on neutral soil in Brazil, and that was a contested game down to the end. So Jalen Hurts hit A.J. Brown for a 67-yard touchdown. Since then, Jeff Hafley's defense got really mad, and they haven't given up a play that big for the remainder of the season. The Packers haven't allowed a team to gain 40 yards or more for the rest of the season. So I'm thinking if Jalen Hurts is still, they're being conservative with him because he's coming out of concussion protocol. Maybe they won't use his legs as much. The tush push might be out of the conversation. So if they're trying to beat Green Bay through the air, maybe that will tip into the favor of the Packers defense just a little.
So let's just say, for argument's sake, Smalls gets her wish and the Packers actually win this game, CeCe. What then happens to Nick Sirianni, who... What have you said many times? Your favorite pastime is firing Nick Sirianni? Are we going to do this again? Because success, what does it look like for the Eagles? Because it's not a loss in the first round, right? Some of these teams, if they lose in the if the Broncos lose in the first round, we could still argue it's a successful season. There's no argument with the Eagles. Commanders, you can make that argument. What happens then? Let's play this out. Packers beat the Eagles. Has Nick Sirianni done enough to silence all the noise?
I think it's on the table. I mean, we're talking about tying the franchise best record.
All right, his mic's not working.
Your mic's not working.
Your mic's not working.
All right, let's go.
No, that's good. I think Nick Sirianni probably clipped his mic.
Yeah.
Didn't want to hear the slander.
While you were afraid to guarantee a victory, Pat called you a coward. As an Eagles fan, he said...
And why do you direct... Wait, Nuno, this is poor producing by you. And Nuno's excellent at what he does. Nuno, the moment Michelle gives her mic... to CeCe, you then direct the question to Michelle?
Michelle. That makes no sense.
It would have been easier for Canty to reach underneath the table and grab the extra mic.
That is true. You could have done that.
Okay, well, why don't I do that right now then?
All right, so then why don't you answer the question that he asked you, which I already forgot what it was.
Michelle, Pat called you a coward for not guaranteeing the victory because that's what you want to do. If you're such a big Packers fan, guarantee. Pat's also trying to recoup his money.
I would like to make it very clear that Nuno sat in the back of the room and screamed, "Call her a coward!" And I said no. So now he's just trying to start something.
Well, Pat, should we have a little wager on the line?
Look, I'm at $100 in steak money.
No, he already lost
Michelle.
money last night with the steaks.
Yeah.
No, he already owes me and my wife a steak dinner.
Yeah, you will get $100 worth of steak money.
Thank you.
Okay, I look forward to seeing what sort of steaks Pat sends you.
Wait a second.
But it doesn't have to be monetary, Pat.
You said that very specifically. The actual meat and meal, that's a steak, right?
He will be able to buy steaks with $100.
Yeah, there's a I could hear it. There's like that.
He doesn't want to play for the entire meal. He doesn't want to.
No, there's something he's doing.
No, we agreed on $100.
We agreed on $100. $100 steak dinner. Yeah, we agreed on that.
Okay.
And you will get that at some point during the show.
Oh, I will absolutely.
Oh wait,
listen,
during
I
the
don't play
show.
about my food. I don't play about my food.
We're going to get that during the show today.
Yeah, you'll receive it during the show today.
There we go.
Something's fishy here.
Something's up.
Yeah. Isn't steak like that's the...
He's being very cryptic.
It's like a website with that. Like, isn't that the... Anyway, keep going. There's something weird with steak.
I don't know where you're going.
No, it's not bad. It's nothing bad. Why would I bring up something bad like that? Jeez. Go ahead. Anyway, Sirianni.
Yeah, like I said, like I said, it's on the board. You're talking about him tying the franchise best record with 14 wins this season, we often ask the question, when is it going to get better for Nick Sirianni in Philadelphia with the talent that he has to work with? Also with the play callers that he has on both sides of the ball, Kellen Moore, their OC, Vic Fangio, their DC. It feels like the perfect confluence of events where you would be able to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah.
And so now the only question is whether or not the head coach would be an impediment that the team has to overcome in addition to that week's opponent in order to get to Super Bowl 59. So that's why I asked the question. If they do fall short, I do think it's on the table that Howie Roseman considers a change. Remember, this past offseason, they waited a few weeks before they decided they were going to announce that they were bringing Nick Sirianni back. We saw both coordinators get fired, and then Howie Roseman lead the charge in terms of replacing those coordinators and bringing in Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. So I think it's entirely possible if the Eagles lose this game, if they get embarrassed like the Dallas Cowboys got embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers last year in the wild card round, that we could be talking about Nick Sirianni being fired.
48-20 in his 4 years, been to a Super Bowl, been to the playoffs every single year, including this year. If the Green Bay Packers, let's play it out, win 31-17, will Nick Sirianni be the coach of the Eagles next year?
I don't think so. And the reason why is because that job then catapults to the top of the list in terms of available vacancies for a head coach.
By a mile.
By a mile. I mean, right now, I think the best job out there is the New England Patriots job. The Philadelphia Eagles job is leaps and bounds better. Think about the talent that you have to coach on both sides of the ball. And, oh, by the way, you got quarterback figured out, and he's locked down with a new contract. So you got all the elements there. I would hate to see the Eagles waste a historic season from Saquon Barkley, wasted a historic season based on the win total that they've been able to put together. This is a team that's won the last 7 home games of the regular season. This is also a team that's won 4 of the last 5 home games in the postseason. It all sets up for the Philadelphia Eagles to win. Jordan Love's banged up, no Jair Alexander. I mean, you should take care of business in this game. But there is some cause for pause because Jalen Hurts hasn't played football in roughly a month. And you're wondering what version of him you're going to get and how that impacts what you see from Saquon Barkley and the others on the offensive side of the ball. So there are a lot of things to be concerned about if you're that Philadelphia Eagles team. But this is absolutely a game that they should win.
And what if Matt LaFleur straight out coaches him? Then I think we couple that with the total erosion we saw on the second half of last season. And, yeah, I think he could be in some trouble, despite the overall record and success.
But here's the thing, Smalls. That's the only path that the Packers have to being able to win this game. Matt LaFleur out-coaching Nick Sirianni by leaps and bounds. That's it. There is no other way. From a talent standpoint, it's not close when you compare these two teams. So it would have to be Matt LaFleur from a game management standpoint, from an X's and O's standpoint, out-coaching Nick Sirianni. And I don't think that's a stretch to say that that's possible, that could actually happen.
So I'm nuts in both of your minds to think that even if Sirianni and the Eagles lose this weekend, 0% chance he gets fired? I'm nuts to think that?
Yes, you're nuts to think that. 0% chance? No.
Yeah, zero.
No.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't go there. But I think it's totally plausible that he could be safe, regardless of the outcome. But I wouldn't put it at 0 based on the 2-week or the multiple-week tribunal we had last year to decide his fate.
Unsportsmanlike is brought to you by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers access to over 1 million products in the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by today. Coming up, we will get into another playoff game with 2 QBs that are not being talked about enough. Both have had monster seasons. We'll discuss next. It's Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The playoffs.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On first down, right back to Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Another run here with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That is hot! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Right to the air goes Daniels. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Luke McCaffrey, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Washington.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Off he goes.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And got his man complete. He's to the 15. And he's in for the touchdown.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Now to throw. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Gonna be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. And Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home.
He gets it to go, and the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's he fumbled the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big...
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Daniel's going to try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
Here's Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. To throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw. Someone got a piece of that downfield throw, but it is caught anyway. And that's a Washington touchdown. So there's part one, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did, because, well, they work on two-point conversions, but they're difficult.